Welcome everyone. This is the monthly APAC friendly SIG Docs meeting for the month of February 2026. Today is, I have not changed the date, which is great. Today is 25th February here in India, but it's obviously 24th February in the Pacific time zone. So I've got to change the dates here. I will be sharing the agenda doc link um, on the chat. So if you're a new contributor, firstly, welcome. And secondly, you can add in here. Yashasvi, I think you were there last time. I saw
Yeah,
your name there. Yeah. Welcome to the APAC friendly meeting. I don't think you were there in the APAC friendly one the last time we held it. So welcome.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Emil, am I pronouncing the name right?
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
sure.
you say it right.
All right. Welcome to the APAC friendly meeting. I'm not sure where you're tuning in from, but glad you're here with us. And I'm not sure if this is your first time either, so welcome.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm joining from Canada.
Yeah, that explains it. I mean, it must be pretty late there for you, right?
Yeah, kinda.
Well, I mean, I hope you can get to bed after this, probably.
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
so the agenda doc is there in the chat right now, and if y'all can all enter your respective names, if you're a new contributor, that'd be great. If you're not, that's completely fine. So as with every docs meeting, we will be starting off with the updates and reminders section. After which I will stop yapping for a bit and pass it on to Sayan and sort of to give the updates about the latest release. So y'all can get a break from me after this section, I promise. The first reminder is around the PR wrangling uh, shadows and the PR wrangling um, people for this week, which is Xander and Jayesh for this week, and next week it's Sayak with Unnati, and the following week it's Cat with Kelsey, and I'm assuming the name is Creflo, or is it Creflo? I'm not sure. But those are the people who you should be reaching out to in this, the next, and the subsequent week after that. If there are any PRs that require special attention, or you require it to be reviewed before a deadline, as is the case during releases. So these are the folks you should be reaching out to. And you can see that there are people shadowing. So, what is a shadow is something I'm going to explain very briefly. There's an entire doc about it on our website, so you can go and check it out. But shadows essentially are apprentices who will be um, sort of working alongside the main PR wrangler for the week, and they will be understanding the ropes of how PR wrangling works. Wrangling is basically reviewing and approving based on the myriad rules that we have listed in our style guide and content guide. So um, it can get a bit confusing. So if you're interested in becoming a part of the Rota, one of the things that we highly recommend is to get yourself enlisted as a shadow so that you understand the ropes first, and then you gain the confidence to actually independently approve and review PRs. Once you have the um, not permissions, rather roles assigned to you. You obviously, for formal approvals and reviews, you need to have a Kubernetes org membership. This is one of the ways you can actually contribute, and this is a great way to get started as well, because you get to know the various SIGs we interact with, how the process itself works, and how communication works when you're trying to solicit these approvals from various stakeholders. The shifts are linked in the doc for the entire year. So if you have a specific preference on who you want to shadow, you can just pick up and let one of the chairs know. That is myself, Ray, or Natalie. We are the chairs. Ray also doubles up as a tech lead for now as we, mentor and onboard newer tech leads. But if you have any questions around how to get started with PR wrangling or shadow program or anything else, do reach out to us and we'll be happy to assist. Got to pause there for a bit because that was a lot of verbose dumping and see if anyone has any questions. Gonna take the silence as a no and move on to the next section, which is the issue wrangler. Now, on the Kubernetes website, GitHub repository, we have around 400-ish, I think 470-ish in the last count, issues, and we get quite a lot of issues per week. So, in order to maintain a track or a record of the triage and everything else, we have people assigned on a weekly basis to ensure that the issues are labeled correctly as support issues and they are labeled with the correct SIG. They're labeled with the correct kind of priority and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of um, logistics there, and unfortunately, this doesn't have a shadow program yet. But we might create one if there's interest again. So we have wranglers or people on a weekly basis who do this task. And this week's issue wrangler is Tim Bannister. You all might know him. He's a pretty active member on Slack and in the Kubernetes ecosystem in general. And next week's issue wrangler is Chiming. So issue wrangler shifts are also noted down in the link provided in the agenda doc. And yeah, that's about it for the issue wrangler bit. And I'll pause here to see if anybody has any questions.
No questions.
All right. So I'm going ahead and wrapping up the update section by stating that if you want the calendar invites on your Google Calendar or whichever provider you use, um, you will need to join the SIG Google group, and you'll get the calendar invites mailed to your inbox, and you can add them to your calendar. You'll also get the edit access to the agenda. That is probably two things there. And the last thing is that um, every meeting, every interaction that you have within the Kubernetes community is governed by the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which basically boils down to being decent and courteous to one another, because we're all working on tech here. So um, we ensure that this is the conduct followed by having this written down. You can refer to the code of conduct. It's up on the website as well. But if you notice a violation, please report it to the code of conduct committee. Um, Anonymity will be ensured and actions will be taken basis the case. So you can reach the committee by email, and this is basically applicable to any event, any Slack communication, any GitHub communication, whatever else that is within the remit of Kubernetes project. Again, I'm going to pause there and see if you have any questions. Otherwise, we move on to the agenda with the 1.36 release.
Yeah, hi everyone. I guess, Divya, pardon me, did you ask for the update of the release docs?
Yeah, I did. I mean, nobody's anyway interrupted you in giving the updates, but
Sure, sure,
go
sure.
ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, hi everyone. So the further update for the release doc, the current status is green, and from the last APAC monthly meeting, so the release docs PR for the 1.36 Alpha 1 has been reviewed and merged. And we have also merged the weekly sync beyond for the last week, this was week 6. And the team will be following with the cap owners for the place for their PRs. And we are planning to do another set of reminders with the cap owners. Also for the release docs, one version 1.36 Alpha 2. So we'll be creating the release notes PR, and I guess Emily is responsible for creating release notes PR for that, and Anshuman will be reviewing for that. And for the deadline for creating the dead placeholder PR is tomorrow, which is February 26. I guess 55 hours are left, so we'll be sending the reminder for that as well. And for the sake of numbering, so there are 21 caps which has opened the PR for placeholder docs PR, and 49 caps have opened the doc PR, and 5 are ready for review, and 3 are completely merged, and 3 doesn't require the any docs updates. So that's all for the update from the docs release docs. Thank you. Thank you, Divya.
thanks, Saurabh, for the update. Is there any action required from our side at this point? I don't think so because it's just the draft PO, placeholder PRs that are needed to be opened by 26th February. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So I mean, if there is anything that we can help with, please do let us know.
sure.
Otherwise, we will be on standby. I don't see the current status of comms on here, probably because they are from a different time zone. But yeah, I mean, I expect this to be entered in a sync whenever they are awake. Um, So we'll move on to the next agenda item, which is issues and PRs. But before that, does anybody have any questions around the status update that Saurabh just shared? I'm going to assume that's a no again. And since we have nothing in the issues and PR section as of now, are we good to move on to the questions and discussion points section? Because those are just 2 points. And if there are any open questions after that, I'm happy to take them. Um, so is it okay with everyone on the call?
Hey Divya, I am Urvishi, and I just wanted to have some discussion. I updated that category as well. I think mine is the third point. So I have created a draft PR to update our doc handbook, release doc handbook. So talking about my background, I just started contributing to Kubernetes as in from version 1.33, and I had opportunity to contribute as a doc lead in 1.35. So after that experience, I get some feedback, and I just plan to update the handbook with some where I faced some gap or we need to update things right now.
Right.
So I am working on the week 9 to 10, and I have created a draft here. So would you like to take a review and just put some thoughts here, or what do you feel like regarding that, or you have any feedback for it?
I'd absolutely love to take a look, and I believe so would the other docs leaders as well. So, could you just put this in the issues and PR section because I don't see it here, and as a result, I could have not voiced it out. So, if you can put it in the issues and PR section for today, I'll also notify Ray and Natalie to take a look alongside me taking a look at it today itself.
Perfect.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually updated it in discussion point section, so let me update it that there. Okay, yeah. Done.
All right. Thank you so much for notifying us. I'll take a look right after the call and chime in with any thoughts that I have. Thank you so much once again.
Sure, thank you. And also, I had few questions regarding, do we have any timelines that when we merge these kind of PRs, or we are free to merge, like whenever we have required approvals, I'm okay to merge it.
As far as I know, whenever we have the required approvals from all the parties, that is the SIG in question or the SIGs in question, and the docs team comprised of the approvers and reviewers, I do believe we're good to merge them into the dev branch. Of course, the dev branch then does get merged at the very end, so that I'm sure you already know, but the merging doesn't really have any timeline with respect to the PRs into the dev branch.
Okay. Okay, and another was like I have like I'm working in chunks. So right now the PR is specifically for 9 to 11th week. I just wanted to update the last week, which is like pretty huge responsibility for doc lead, and I just wanted to add some more steps or some clarification out there as well. So the way I'm planning is to move in, I mean to add updates in chunks so that it easy for review for reviewers as well. So yeah, that's my strategy for future onwards. So I'm okay with if there is no timeline and I can move ahead in that direction. Okay.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I think I got it confused with the docs PR bit rather than what you're talking about. But there's no, as far as I know, as far as I understood, I assumed you were talking about the docs PRs being
Handbook.
reviewed at, yeah. No, no,
Yeah.
I assumed it was just the docs PR. For
Okay.
the handbooks, I would suggest to check with Kat because I don't know if um, updates are appreciated mid-cycle because processes cannot constantly keep on changing, and I assume it would. I mean, it's not a change or a revamp of the process, but just additional
Yeah.
data that you're putting in. So I think that should be fine. But if it's like a change to the entire process, you might need to consult with Cat on how that is done. But best to anyway check with your release team project lead on whether or not so I mean any which way Cap is going to take a look, so are we, but it's best to actually refer or rather confer with her or them and figure out if that's an appropriate change to be making mid-cycle because it might impact the way the current release docs team functions. So best to check with them before proceeding.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't mention. Um, but yeah, I hope that answers your question. Um, and I think we can move to the questions or discussion points if there are no other issues or PRs that need to be highlighted from anyone else. I see a chat message has come through, so I'm just gonna
Yeah,
look.
I just posted that. Thank you. Thanks Urvashi for the draft PR, and I'll also have a look into the PR.
So yeah, that's I think that's pretty much it with respect to the issues in PRs section, and the last section is majorly around KubeCon talks that are there from the SIGDoc side. So we do have the normal SIGDoc session that we have at every KubeCon, but this time around it's focusing on the work Lavish has done in the reference docs project along with Kat and Ray. So that's going to be on March 26th at 3:15 p.m. CET. If you're around, please do join in. And we also have Natalie Vlatko, who is going to be not talking about SIG docs specifically, but also around the various documentation processes we follow within the Kubernetes project because it's one of the biggest projects within the CNCF. So she's going to be joined by Nate Waddington and a bunch of other folks in Maintainer Summit talk. This will be on the 22nd, I believe. So yeah, if you're around again, it would be great to chat and meet each other in person as well. So those are the discussion points I have currently, and I'm opening up the floor here for any questions, discussion points, or any concerns that you all have around the work that we're doing. All right, then. I do not think there are any questions or concerns or discussion points. I'm happy to give you back how much ever time is left from this meeting back at your day. Go grab a cup of coffee or whatever. And I'll see you in the next edition of the APAC meeting. Maybe we might not have that. I might have to check because it's during KubeCon week. So I'll have to double check on that. But if not in a virtual setting, I'll definitely be seeing some of you in person. So see you around at KubeCon or at least virtually. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.